Hey, good morning, folks. Hope you guys are all well out there. We've got a conglomeration of clips that we're going to show you right now. These are clips from the two different demos that we did in Phoenix at Woodworker Source down there, which if you guys are in the Phoenix or Tucson area, you probably know of these stores. Just amazing stuff that they have down there. Great guys. Everybody was so just welcoming and terrific about having us in. And many of you came out and saw us. And so Vicky filmed some stuff with her phone, some stuff with the camera, kind of put them together into kind of a montage of different clips, answering questions, doing some carving. And that's what this video is going to be about. So, we will come back at the end, and I want to run an idea past you. So after all the clips are over, come back, because I've got an idea I want to run past you, see what you guys think. So here's those clips. Enjoy. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Their first time sign carving, their signs come out amazing, which is, generally speaking, if that's the case, they have some type of a background either in sign making, or maybe they do a lot of scroll work or something where they have that, you're able to pick up that dexterity and be able to control that router pretty early on. Yeah. And that generally speaking, but there's people that have artistic ability, which I have zero, none. I can't draw for nothing, but I'm pretty good at following the line. So there's a lot of people that have an artistic, inset talent that this, I have a little layout template. I lay it out, I spray it, and then I do all my carving, and then after that, then I spray it again after the carving's all done, and then I sand off the surface. Everything down in the groove stays black, or whatever color you spray it. Yeah. Black is what I use typically most of the time.
You done any epoxy inlay film?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. My wife is really an epoxy expert, but I've done a lot of signs as well, where I did. And just depending on the router bit, and it depends on the grind of the router bit. For instance, this profile bit, the more I sharpen this thing and grind it down, the more, the fatter it's going to cut. So it's not always even just that profile bit. It's the specific bit that you have. So, but the only reason that's really the reason we developed it was just to give somebody kind of something to do. Yeah. But most of the time I just go by eyeball. I look, straight down the base plate and say, that looks about right. And if it isn't, then I'll just adjust it, set it deeper, set it shallower. So it just becomes a feel after a while. You don't really need to use the depth gauge after a while.
But he's found a new way to use that depth gauge too, though.
Oh yeah, for transferring, yeah, because it's got a nice little edge on it. Talking about making like a second cut deeper and doing that buffer zone, how I talked about the two different depths down here. Like if I tried to go in right now with that 90-degree bit and take that piece out and these pieces, chances are I'm going to run into something. So that's why I'll make a second cut. There's nothing to take out there, but I'll go around everything and make I've already made it to the cut there, but I'll go around and give myself that little bit of room. My DeWalt is my favorite, and the biggest reason is the depth adjustment. It's got the ring, whereas these are like the rack and pinion. These are okay, But man, I love this depth adjustment. From a power standpoint, not that much difference between the three, but that depth adjustment is it just doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. I did not know until I got
This guy. So you know,
Chuck?
I have
that guy's.
I don't have any artistic ability, but if I get the line on the board, then I'm pretty good at following the line. But if you already have that God-given ability, artistic, then man, the things that those guys can create is just incredible. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, but it does make a difference. But if you can get the line on the board, and there's lots of different ways to do that.
How do you get yours?
Well, this particular thing, I have a laser cut template that I lay down here because I do a lot of these, and then just spray it. Yeah. But there's we have little on our website again. We have what we call layout letters where you can lay them on the board and they're laser cut and you can spray them. But then there's a lot of people that do an inkjet transfer for like when I do that sign, it'll probably be some kind of a transfer process where I print it out and then transfer it onto the board that way. Some people are using vinyl cutters like the little Cricut machines or the Cameos and cut what they want out of vinyl, stick it on there, spray it, and then peel that off. So there's so many different ways to get the line on the board. Again, just a person you draw with.
Do you have a preference? I see you got 3 different varieties.
DeWalt is my favorite, although all of these are great routers. DeWalt is my favorite, but the biggest reason it's my favorite is the depth adjustment, because I love this system a lot more than I love the rack and pinion. Rack and pinion is okay, but once you get used to this, DeWalt is definitely my favorite, no doubt. And whether it's corded or cordless, DeWalt is still my favorite because I'm constantly adjusting that depth, and these are a little bit more pain than this ring system, I think. So,
How did you like that rigid?
the rigid is a good little router. I don't have any problem with it. I don't have any problem with it, but I like these better. I like the rack and pinion better on these than the rigid. The rigid, it's even more of a pain in the butt, especially if you have to take the base plate off. Like these are pretty easy to take the housing off. The rigid's a little bit tougher. It's got a little retainer ring thing on there, and you got to pop it past that. It's a little bit tougher to get the base plate, not the base plate, but the actual housing off. But from a power standpoint, it's a pretty good little router for $100. You know? I don't have the cordless one. I have the corded, and at $100, man, and a lifetime guarantee, hard to beat. And the biggest advantage for people that are trying to do this is it's already open in the backside. That's the only trim router that I've seen that's open in the backside is the rigid. These all I had modified, which is no big deal, but I had to open it up in the backside.
That's for dust purposes, right?
Yeah, mostly for having the dust exhaust out the backside. The other reason is letting more light in, and then for us specifically, it allows Vicky a camera angle to get in there from that side. Because if that was all opened up, then she'd have to be over here filming over the top of my shoulder, get much better angle. But that's us. That's specific to us. But yeah, I open up the backside of all the routers. The profile bit. So this is the one that I use to do the feathers and around the eagle head.
What's the difference between that one and the one you just put?
Aha! Good question.
Yeah.
It does look the same, but look at the close. See how tiny that is? Yeah, it comes down to a much smaller point. So I will only use this when I'm forced into it. Like on these little tiny letters, the little 3/4 inch letters, there's not quite enough room to get this in there, so I'll use this. But if downside of this is you can't go too deep because the tip is really fragile and can break off. And this is only single fluted. This has only got one flute, so this will be dull much faster than this, which is going to change things. So I will always use this if I can. I only use this in extreme detail situations.
Would you use that on hardwoods or not recommend it?
Yeah, no, I've used it. I used it to do that maple, that Beetlejuice. There's some of that Beetlejuice sign I did with that one. So yeah, that thing cuts, and that's a really good another explanation of the SC50 bit that I used before using the carving line. The SC50, man, you just be pulling that. It would really pull if you're in oak or maple or walnut or hardwoods. Whereas that carving liner, man, that stuff, it just flies right through that stuff. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. It really does.
Do you think you can have an average time of how long it, bit will stay sharp and clean? Roughly?
It's different for different bits.
Obviously for different woods.
Yeah, and for different woods. For instance, this 60 will stay sharp for a lot longer than the bits that are narrow. The carving liner, probably I can do maybe 4 hours carving with that, a cumulative time before I really touch it up. Fortunately, I grind bits. That's one of my advantages and necessities. I better know how to grind them because, otherwise I have to send them out and all that. But the profile bit will stay sharper longer yet. Probably you get 3 or 4 or 5 hours of a profile bit. The 60 and the 90, you can probably get 10 or 15 hours out of it. Because the 60 has 3 flutes, the 90 just has a design to it that will just cut forever. So it's different for different bits. The narrower the cut of the bit, the more often it needs to be sharpened. And again, that depends on I'm using mostly soft woods, so it doesn't, it'll last longer than stinking ants.
Oh, all over the place.
Yeah. So the soft woods, it'll last longer than a lot of my guys cut oak,
walnut,
poplar,
Cedar.
walnut, cedar. But the tougher the wood, the faster it will go. Okay. So ask questions, guys. Stop me anytime. About when you've got artwork stuff like this, you can see I don't necessarily have to be right on the line because it's it's a feather. Whereas when you're doing the letters, then you go 15, 20, 30 signs depending on again how what you want. Some of the other bits like the really super skinny one, because that is only single fluted, it gets duller faster. So that one you probably only get 4 or 5 signs out of it, but you're not using it either. So yes, everything's soft, carbide, except for the chamfer bit, which is an insert with a bearing like that. But everything else is all don't go anywhere, Cody. You might be the guy.
All right.
Or Scott, yeah.
We're drawing our winner.
Okay, we're drawing the winner for the Beetlejuice sign.
Winner is Spencer something. I forget. Spencer.
Okay.
It's funny, her email is Beetle Girl.
Beetle Girls. Oh no, that's Beetle Girl sign. That's not her email.
Oh, okay.
That's a Beetlejuice sign.
Beetlejuice sign. Okay, well, Spencer, we will be calling you. If you don't get a call, come and pick it up here in the store.
Yep.
All right,
Talk to Jason and the guys,
congratulations.
they'll have it for you.
Yep.
So congratulations, Spencer.
Yay!
Thank
All
you.
right.
charged up. So I could just keep going continuously. And people would say, well, why would you use a router that only has 15 to 17 minutes carving time? And why would they go longer? Well, think of what everybody does with a trim router. What do you do with it? You use it for 60 seconds or a minute max, and then you put it up on the shelf. So these weren't designed to do what I'm doing with them. They weren't designed for prolonged carving a sign an hour long. So, it just makes sense. These were just designed to do what I'm doing. I modified it. Like, for instance, the back side. I opened this up. This, when you buy this, it's completely closed up on the back side. And almost all trim routers are the same way. And because it doesn't have this base on it, people are grabbing it with one hand or two hands, and they're doing edging. They're doing low energy, rounding, or whatever. Well, when I'm carving, I need this back side opened up for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason is if it's not opened up, all of that sawdust goes right there. I mean, it's like a fire hose. So this gives the sawdust a place to exhaust and get out. The other reason is light and lets more light into the back side. And then the third reason for us specifically is because she's normally on that side of the bench filming what I'm doing. So it just cuts that.
My grandson that's running the shop. He's got asbestos. But he's like, what's really
Is that Rudy? Is he young?
But he'll be 20 next month in November.
Okay.
But he is amazing.
Yeah, live edge stuff.
Right here? Yeah, I was going to say. I didn't see anything.
And so, if it wasn't for him, we would not be able to do the stuff away from the shop. Or he would, I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't be able to do that.
Exactly. And he runs, he does the bookwork,
They take them back in, swap them down. There's a lot of
he does it all. But, all right.
Take two, man.
Okay, so I already drew but forgot to turn on the camera. So the winner of the sign is Glenn. I believe it's Goins, G-O-I-N-S. And so I will call Glenn and let him know he won. And the sign will be in the store for him to pick up.
Yeah.
Yay, Glenn. Congratulations. Yay.
Good job, man. Woo-hoo.
So there you were, guys. That was Eclipse. Having those giveaway signs really led to a lot of interest, and the two winners were very excited, especially the one we got to meet. The first gentleman had to leave. We just left a call. He was a regular there, so he came back in and picked it up, but so we didn't get to meet him with the sign. But Spencer, and you guys, I think, will see a picture of Spencer who won this one and one of the Beetlejuice signs. Anyway, super neat kid. Anyway, so
he does some beautiful woodworking.
Yeah, he does some great stuff. Yeah, he's working at becoming a full-time woodworker. Anyway, so here's my idea, guys. Vicki and I love this demo so much, and these demos. We love doing the road shows, and we're going to keep doing those in 2022. Not sure how many we're going to do yet, but what I would like to do, and I need your guys' help if you like this idea. If you guys are within a day's drive of where we're at here in Golden Valley, and I'm thinking somewhere between 300 and 400 miles circumference, so that would include Flagstaff, Winslow to the east. That would include Phoenix, Tucson to the south, Los Angeles area to the west, and Vegas area to the north, and beyond, maybe even over into part of Utah. If you guys are within that area of where we're at, what I'm asking of you, if you're open to it, go to your local woodworking supply place and let them know about me and tell them that I will come in and do a demo for them at their location. I don't charge anything. It's all on us. All we're trying to do is expand our YouTube audience. And Vicki and I will come in, we'll set it up with them, tell them to get in touch with me. You guys know how to get a hold of me. And we would love to come in and do a demo at these woodworking supply places that are within a day's drive of us. So that's kind of the idea. I kind of had this in the back of my mind for a while. I don't, as of right now, I don't want to do multiple day trips where we're more than a day's drive, but at least 1 day's drive, we can definitely do that and kind of just work that into the other stuff that we're doing. So let me know what you guys think about that, and get out there, and we'd appreciate it if you'd spread the word. If you would like us to come and do a demo in your area, we would love to do it. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. We love you. We so appreciate all of the support, buying supplies and the premium memberships and all the support you guys give us. Thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.